I got my white t-shirt on, a poor boy in Charlotte, North Carolina with the poorest YouTube channel of everybody. As I said, and I mean this wholeheartedly, young children's allowances are higher than what I earn in a month. And that's the truth. I like to explain to people my musical knowledge. I've gotten a lot of people talking about the warning and throwing a lot of stuff out to me. And what they don't understand is I understand bands extremely well. Extremely well. I started my journey in music when I was 3 years old. And that's when I started singing. And like I said, my dad constantly said, "Boy, quit singing. I'm tired of hearing you singing all the time." I began singing blues because I had my mom and my dad was a salesman. He's out doing radio sales. And my mom was, I think at that time, working for Display Fixtures here in Charlotte as a secretary. But she later on finished up her graduate degree and became a teacher at Central Piedmont. What I want to say is that I had a maid that was an African-American maid, and she played a lot of old blues. And that's what I learned to sing, is old blues. And I got very good at it. Now, as I got a little bit older, I got into the YMCA Boys Choir. I got into this choir, that choir. I attempted the piano. I always had problems with my left hand because I got hit on the head as a kid. I'll tell you that story. I was playing with a buddy of mine, and boys really play rough. I mean, we really played rough. I mean, sound like football with no padding. I've seen guys shoulder blades broken. I saw one guy get his leg broken. I saw one guy almost broke his neck. Crazy stuff we did at where I lived on Draper Avenue here in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I don't know where I was going with that, but what I'm saying about music-wise, I have sung all my life. I've played tenor saxophone, alto saxophone, clarinet, but never liked the clarinet. I didn't like the sound of the clarinet. The bell wasn't big enough to have a really good sound to it, a resonance. I attempted to play the flute, never could get my mouth right to play the flute. Tried guitar, once again, my left hand. Now, everybody's going, how'd you play saxophone? The saxophone was kind of weird, too, with my left hand. But I was able to compensate and play quite well. Knowledge of music, I went to Wingate College and studied music. I've trained under opera singers. I've trained under all kinds of singers. I've taken lessons at least 10 to 15 years from different people because I want to develop my voice the best I could get it developed. When it comes to music, I hear it and experience it. As I said, I can truthfully go hear an orchestra play a symphony and tell you if each section is playing their parts correctly. I can also tell you if they're in sync. I've seen some orchestras where the sections aren't in sync, and it throws the whole compensation off. Woo! Trying to get fancy on my words. When I get comments from those people, I mean, for example, let me read you this comment that I got. This dude is, I don't know who he is, but like I said, these people really try so hard. Where did he say? He said, "Oh, and I forgot, they started with English for the simple fact that they grew up listening to bands that sang in English." The whole thing that I'm saying is that I understand music very, very well. I'm 69 years old. If I was in my 30s right now, I wouldn't be making this vlog. I understand music. I can tell you an artist that's going to be one of the best that ever lived. And Taj Farrant is going to be the best guitarist that ever lived. hands down, will be the best. And people will try to come close to his playing. I mean, he has played with some of the most amazing people, guitarists, and they're amazed at his talent. But like I said, when it comes to The Warning, all that I'm saying is they're a young, growing band. They're still growing. They're baby girls. They're still growing into a band. And I've always said that if you get locked into a certain thing, like I said, Taylor Swift did not. If she just stayed as a country artist, where would she be today as the number one artist in the entire world? Where would she be? You know? And I'm what the fans don't understand is I'm not talking bad about The Warning, but their sound is basically the same on everything they play. It's that bum, 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 you know, and they need to rethink what they're doing as a band. That's all I'm saying. You know, step back for a moment and retrospect and introspect what you're doing as a band. You know, you can write music, no doubt, but you're not drawing in subscribers on YouTube. Have you ever asked yourself the reason why? You know, and as I said, really, and I mean this wholeheartedly, females is where it's at when it comes to bands. Period. Males, not even close. This guy that talked to me, I don't know who the heck he is. Let me find out who he is. Like I said, I don't take comments from males. Think they know everything. They really do. They think they know everything. What? Oh, I'm in the wrong. Where am I? I'm in the wrong place here. I've got way too many. Anyway, as I was going to say, let me see. There we go. And I'll have to do this later. There we go. I'm on Bob Music Man, I believe. I think I am. I don't know what. Now, I've got 4 channels. But as I'm saying, what makes me an expert when it comes to music is that I was born in music. There's nobody out there that has heard the music that I've heard. I've heard it all, guys. All. As I said, I've actually went from Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia listening to bluegrass music. I love bluegrass music. I like the rawness of it and the beauty of it because it's passed down from generation to generation. I love classical music so much. I adore classical music, and I've sung into a lot of different songs at Myers Park Presbyterian Church here in Charlotte as a paid tenor section leader. So what I did was I helped the section, the tenor section, learn their parts and be able to sing better too, because I had so much knowledge when it comes to vocal training that I was able to help the weaker voices be a little bit stronger. And yes, I mean, primarily, as I said before, I probably played the saxophone longer than I sung. I don't know. But as I'm saying, I have heard so many bands, literally. And I have helped bands, okay? A couple of bands that were relatively new that did a gig. And I can't talk to them. I said, you need to do this, this, and this. The brightness will be better on the mix. Also on the mic, I can't hear the singer. The singer is the most important part of the band, period. The person in front of the mic. The guitar, the bass, and the drums are accompanying the singer. Okay, so the singer's mic should be very bright and mixed well to match the person's voice. That's very important. So yeah, I've worked with a few bands, new bands. I mean, you get a band that's already established, you can't tell them nothing. You can't. Unless you're a manager of the band, you might can, but I never really wanted to be a manager of a band because I had a job. I didn't need to be hopping on the bus, taking off across the country doing stuff like that. I have actually dated girls that were groupies, big name bands, big name rock bands. Got to know through them the artist. There's a guy that lives where I'm living right now that has jammed. He has met Jimi Hendrix. He shook Jimi Hendrix's hand. He's also played backup for studios for a lot of major rock artists. So like I said, I mean, I really just doubt that most of the people who are making comments to me have the knowledge that I have. You know, and I as I've said, music has been my life and always will be my life. But guys, don't try to tell me a bunch of crap about the band The Warning. Okay? They are a growing band. As they grow, their sound will change. And once they begin to understand what sells and doesn't sell. Taylor Swift did this. Taylor's not stupid. You know, she started kind of tweaking and changing her songs a little bit, and primarily to grip who? Girls. Girls. That's what makes it go. The Warning Band needs girls to fall in love with them. The heck with the guys. The guys are a waste of time. The girls are the ones that buy the albums. The girls are the ones that learn the songs. The girls are the ones that will stand through you through thick and thin. Taylor Swift would not even be an artist if it wasn't for females that fell in love with her songs. And that's the gospel truth. So when I try to say that I'm an expert, I am. Peace, guys.